So here are a couple tips that hopefully will help you with the scanning process and give you something to look for that might speed things up and be a little bit more accurate. To start with, the position of the scanner, we want the foot to be perfectly straight with the center of the scanner. We want the disc to be 90 degrees to the foot. If it's turned one way or the other and it catches more of one side than the other, and occasionally we've been missing some of the important areas that way. So if the disc is dead center and at 90 degrees, we should be good. The other thing is the patient's leg should be at a slight up angle compared to the disc. If it's at a down angle, the heel blocks this area right here, and we don't see the back of the leg. Another thing to check for is to make sure that the scanner is sitting on the disc straight. This little arm here, sometimes the scanner gets knocked, and because there's only one little wing nut holding it, it does get off, and even if the scanner is in a perfect position, or the disc is in a perfect position, the scans can be messed up because that's not straight. So that's just another thing to look for there. So once you're all set up and have that, now you're ready to scan. So this is what you want to see when you have the scanner program open. You want to see the brown foot all the way from the met heads all the way through the heel and up the back of the leg. If the foot is at a down angle, you can see how that spot behind the heel here starts turning white, and that means it's not going to scan that spot. So you want to make sure it's up in the air like that. Also, if the patient does have their foot at a slight up angle and you still see some white here, then you either need to raise the foot table up and get the patient up higher compared to the disc, or lower the disc down until you see this area all nice and brown. So when that's done, you're ready to scan. So we just roll it one way, roll it the other, enter. And if you start with it directly down at the bottom, that's you want to try to make sure that the scanner is dead center at the bottom. You want to see that. So then it'll come up like this every time, which makes cropping really easy. Quite often I'm getting scans that have a whole bunch of stuff out here, and it's very difficult for me to deal with that in my orthotics program. But when it comes up like this, you just hit crop, click down over on this side anywhere, hold down and come up to about there and let go. And then if this button right here brings it up close. So then that's basically a perfect scan right there. I can see the met heads nicely. We're all nice and good. If your foot is not blue when you're done scanning, let me know, and we'll make that adjustment, because if it's blue and the scan is bad and there's little bad spots here, you can see it. If it's the foot color, it's very difficult to see. So when you're done scanning, you want to see this blue foot. When it comes to me, it is in color, so if you draw on it, I can see it. But when it's in this is the tool thing. If you click on this, you can click color and click OK. See, now it's the color. So if you did draw on the foot and you wanted to see if you could see them, then you could do that. But keep it blue. That way you know you've gotten a good scan. Once you got that, you hit that twice and go to save. Now, what we normally what we do, like at my wife's clinic, they'll save it to the desktop and they'll make a folder for that person, and we're going to call this Bob Smith. So it would be really great if you do the last name first and put capitals on each spot, because I also copy and paste the names for the bottom cover and stuff like that. But once you type in the name, highlight it, copy it. So now we have the Bob Smith folder there. So if you double click and open up the folder, this is ready to save it. You can right click and paste the name in. Put what foot it is. We're an OBJ file. We can hit save. So that's done. Now we're ready to do the other foot. So what I'm going to do now is I'm going to try holding the foot here to simulate the doctor holding it. It's a little hard to do by myself, but okay. So that's how it should come up every time. Still crop it the same way. Just click on crop, hold it down, go up and let go. And then I use my little roller to get a little closer. And this area with the foot right here, if you would just click erase, and you can erase out the foot. Now, let's just say you were erasing, you accidentally cut off part of the foot, like the met head there. This button right here is the undo, so it'll undo each step. So you can always, if you mess up, you can always just go back. So you can just trim that down and erase this stuff out of there, and that looks really good. So next, and now it should come up with the Bob Smith folder already there. Right click, paste, and we're going to call that the left foot, and save. So now you have a Bob Smith folder on your desktop. What we have found the easiest way for emailing is just right click on it, go to send to, and click the compressed zip folder, and it pops another folder onto your desktop. This zip folder is what you want to send. So you right click on it, do send to, and then do mail recipient, and then your email comes up with the folder already in it, and you just put my email address in there and hit send, and it comes. Once that's done and you do that, if you had another folder set up that would just said orthotics, then you could take the Bob Smith folder, drop it into there, and now you have a copy of the scans and everything all saved there, and you can erase the zip file, or you could drop the zip file into, let's say if you wanted to keep that zip file, we'll put this back on here, you can pop the zip file into the Bob Smith folder and put him into the orthotics and save them. Of course, you want to put the RX form in there before you send it, obviously. Don't know your procedure at my wife's clinic, they'll fill out the RX form first and then do the scanning. But hopefully that'll help you out. And if you have any questions, if we need to change some settings in the scanner, just give me a call and let me know. Thanks.